What up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo of JoJo's Replay, and I am here to tell you about OAT, Official America's Team. It is a platform built for fans, by fans, and it's all about Cowboys Nation, baby. We got so many big-time personalities like yours truly, Tyson Westcoat from Dallas Cowboys Scouting, Silver and Blue Nation headed by Big Game James, and the president and CEO himself, Barry Gibson, the guy that's bringing us all together and making all of this happen. Go subscribe. Go be a supporter. You know it's all about Cowboys Nation and about this chase for number 6, baby. And OAT is the hub to connect us all. So I'm telling you right now, go join. Go subscribe, because here at OAT, baby, we making big moves, because OAT is our business, and our business is our swag.
Top of the afternoon, y'all. Where are all my Cowboy fans at today? It's kind of like a bye week. You know, you went on Christmas, and then now today is Sunday, and we were asking, which team are the haters watching today? Because you know they love to watch the Dallas Cowboys. But welcome everybody to the show. I got a special guest here today. We're streaming live on Facebook, and we're streaming live on YouTube. So shout out to everybody on the book. Shout out to everybody over there on the tube. On the 50th anniversary of my guy in the Hail Mary, man. How many of y'all know about the original 88, y'all? Yeah, it is the 88, the original 88.
You hear it everywhere.
Anniversary of the Hail Mary, 50th anniversary, y'all. Yeah, I'm sharing nothing but Drew Pearson content on my timeline today. But I do have a special guest who is a high school football coach that also happened to go to high school with in Texas. And so we got some family ties and some long history going here, but we're going to talk about the tight end coach from Smithson Valley High School, is now a 2-time state champion with the Smithson Valley Rangers, who just won back-to-back state champions at AT&T Stadium. And y'all get to hear it from a Cowboys fan himself, y'all. Me and him were talking just recently when I met up in San Antonio, and I was just telling him, man, if it's in God's will, man, it's going to happen. But let's welcome my guy to the show, Lane Bowman, a.k.a. Coach Bowman. How we doing today, brother?
Doing great, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Looks like it's a little gloomy out there. And San Antonio, is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, San Antonio. We're out here at the JW Marriott. My wife and I taking a little vacation from everything after the long season. But it is a little gloomy. It's a little humid here in Texas for December.
Yeah, make sure and tell Monica I said hi. I know it's been, I can't remember how many years. I mean, we were talking there over dinner that night. It was 5 years had gone by since me and you had seen each other. You know?
No doubt. I will. I'll tell everybody you said hello for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to get back out there. I was just stunned by, the growth of San Antonio. It'd been a while. I couldn't grasp there's 1.5 million people in San Antonio versus just 1 million people in Austin out there. I'm like, what's going on in San Antonio?
I don't know, man, but it's the whole state of Texas. Everybody's moving here. Very few things that were like when you and I were growing up. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a great segue. Growing up a little different. Uh-oh. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I think my headphones just died, and I think now I'm on life support with my wire. But anyway, growing up a little different in a small town of Thrall High School. I mean, 500 population there in Thrall, Texas. I mean, when you meet people and they ask, where did you go to high school, and they don't know, how do you explain it?
Yeah, man, I always I will say I grew up right outside of Austin. Because that gives them a reference. And then if the conversation continues on, I will tell them Thrall, and absolutely nobody's ever heard of it. But yeah, man, it was a cool place to grow up, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, small town stuff. We all played every sport, did everything together. Lots of bus rides together with everybody. So it was a really nice place to grow up. It was a small town for sure, but we weren't right out. We were 30 minutes from Austin, so it wasn't like we were in the middle of nowhere. We were still in a great place, but man, it's a special place to grow up for sure. I'm glad we were.
Yeah, I used to always tell everybody that, hey, it's 45 minutes northeast of Austin. Like, it's a small little podunk town, but if you look it up in the Guinness Book of World Records, I think we still hold the record for the most rain in a day or something like that.
I think that's right. I don't know if it's still there, but for a long time it was. I don't even know what it was, but it was a stupid amount of rain. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome, man. I'm just excited to have you here today, especially going back as far because, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I played only 1 year of high school football, and that was my senior year because I was a little skinny winny, and my mom and dad were scared I was going to break a bone, and we didn't have medical insurance. And so as a result, I was like the water boy, for a number of years. And I did it with a strategy. I said, you know what? Mom and dad not going to go to the football games because I'm not playing football. So how can I get there? Well, I'll become the water boy, and I can catch the bus, and I can make it to all the games and get the best seats in the house. But growing up in that small town, after we graduated there in class of 92, we got any other grads from Thrall? If you know where Thrall is, leave a comment down there below. But class of 92, and then you went on and went to college out there at Southwest Texas State, right?
Yeah, I started off, I played baseball at Ranger Junior College, and then I went to Southwest. Peter was there, Tommy was there, all the dudes that we grew up with. So I graduated from there in 97 and then got into my coaching stuff. You went into the Navy, and we kept in touch. I mean, I think we lost touch there for a while, but once the internet started hopping, you and I reconnected. I remember.
Yeah. Got to love Facebook, man. I mean, the people wonder why there's so many Dallas Cowboy fans on Facebook is because it was the first social media platform. Like all the Cowboy fans from the 90s, like you and I, flocked to that platform first. And that's kind of why, we dominate there as a result. But man, you got into coaching and now you've been at Smithson Valley High School. I couldn't believe this over dinner the other night. You said 26 years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, dude. I mean,
what was it like your first year there? Well, before we get into that, tell everybody where Smithson Valley High School is located adjacent out there to San Antonio.
It's on highway. It's really not a town. There is not a town. There's a community out here, and it's a mixture of Spring Branch and Bulverde, which neither one of them really have a town. So it's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But there's tons of subdivisions out here. It's right outside of San Antonio. A lot of kids probably live in a San Antonio zip code, but anyway, they're allotted or they're aligned to go with us. So we've got about 2,200 kids in school.
Oh, wow. Is it strictly just a high school campus, or is like what we grew up, we're like kindergarten all the way to 12th grades on one campus?
Man, it's all spread out. We got the main high school campus, and then we've got 2 middle schools that feed into us, Spring Branch and Smithson Valley Middle School, and then there's 6 or so elementary schools. So it's a lot different than what you and I grew up with. But when I say that, if I were going to be in a big school, I'd want it to be like Smithson Valley because it has a small school kind of atmosphere to it, even though it's a lot of kids. I mean, a lot of kids play sports. We have this deal at our school where every kid's involved with something, and we keep track of every single kid. So it's got some small school things to it for sure.
Now, what was it like your first year showing up there at Smithson Valley? Like the new guy, did you started out coaching the first year too? Because I know you also are in the teaching aspect of it.
No, I was at the middle school for a handful of years. And then they promote from within. When I first got there, I was at Spring Branch, and we had a bunch of dudes that were real good coaches, and every one of us got moved up at some point in time. But yeah, we're tied to teaching. In Texas, if it's a public school, you must teach. You can go the private school thing, and they don't do it that way. In private school, you can just coach. But in Texas, I teach special ed, and I really enjoy it, man. It's a good gig for sure.
Yeah. And so now 26 years later, and so back-to-back state champions. It's one thing to win it. Like I remember last year when we were talking via chat, you're like, hey man, I'm going to play state championship. And then I was like, oh, wait, you're like one of them big programs in Texas. I forgot like how big high school football is in Texas, right? And I'm like, but you're playing at AT&T Stadium as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. No,
Talk about that a little bit. Like, what was that like strolling up to your first state championship as a high school coach, Lane, as a Cowboy fan in Jerry's world?
Man, it was cool. We made it to the state. Well, this is, I think, our 7th time to make it. Now, it only been the last handful of years that they played it at Cowboy Stadium. Back in like 03 or 04, we played South Lake Carroll at the old Cowboy Stadium, one prior to AT&T Stadium. And that was just amazing, man, because you get to be, I mean, when we were there, we were in Deion Sanders' locker. We were in Emmitt Smith's locker, now that they built this new one, it's still spectacular as can be. You know, you got the star, you're standing in the middle of the star, but it is truly I don't even know how to say it, dude. It's the coolest thing ever. Being a Cowboys fan, much less fighting to win a state championship. It's surreal. It really is. And I know that's a cliche word, but man, it is the hardest. It is the coolest thing besides like having your kids, getting married. I'm not joking, man. It was as cool as it could be.
I could only imagine. Now you said, because like us, our kids grow up. You say that Smithson Valley's tracking what the kids do. And I mean, you had your sons also played on the football team as well, right?
Yeah.
One or not two of them on state championship teams.
My oldest son didn't. He played safety, and he's all district kid. But we were in 6A. We were always running into Westlake and Lake Travis and all those.
Westlake, where a couple quarterbacks came out of. I know
all
you're talking about.
All those dudes, yeah, man. Todd Dodge, all those guys. So anyway, we would have really good teams, but we would run into somebody that was just, superior athlete wise and all that sort of stuff. We'd have one or two kids going D1. They'd have about 10 or 11 going D1. So one of them deals with my older brother, but he was still on really good teams. And I'm thankful he went through it all. And he played football at Colorado School of Mines for a year or so. But then my son, my second son, he's been the left tackle. And last year he was pretty much on like PAT, field goal, stuff like that. And he got to play a little bit at left tackle, but this year he started and played the whole year at left tackle. So he's got 2 rings as well. So yeah, very cool.
Wow. I mean, how cool is that, bro? To be able to, we were talking just in the green room before we got on here, and he was like, I never would have thought of that. And I was like, bro, I was like, we got to get up and talk about this, man. Like not only 1, but 2 state championships, and your sons. I mean, it's a family affair literally out there, Smithson Valley.
Yeah, man, it's a special place, and there's lots of coaches' kids that have all played on these teams, and yeah, it's hard to beat, man. It's stressful, ain't gonna lie, because you're a coach's kid. You better do it just right. If you don't do it just right, everybody's gonna notice and know, and all those things. So there's lots of pressure on those kids that might not be on some other kids or on just a regular kid. But man, they're better off for everything that they've gone through. All the kids, not just my kids. Yeah. I mean, it's a cultural thing out there. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody's working hard. I don't know anybody that doesn't work hard.
Oh yeah, now you see the results times 2. I can only imagine, because when we were having dinner at La Hacienda down there in San Antonio, good old Mexican food eats out there. You were sharing there was a lot of pressure. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into being a high school football stuff, a lot of behind the scenes things that take place, not just, showing up 2 times and winning the state championship. Talk about some of the sacrifices like you had to make literally for these, not only go once, but twice.
Oh man, we've been doing it. And what makes these so special, dude, is it took us almost 26 years. Like we worked day and night as much as anybody can possibly work. And finally, we won it, so 26 years in the making, we finally won it. But yeah, man, there's tons of sacrifice by my family, my parents. You don't get to be around. You miss a lot of things. You miss a lot of hunting trips. You miss a lot of family time. But in the end, it's worth it, because so many kids' lives are changed by what we all do. We all function the way we function. We have a routine. We have a Monday checklist, a Tuesday checklist, a Wednesday checklist, and so on and so forth. And those kids become used to living by that, and that's it does nothing but help them. Whether it be in the classroom, at home, or with their faith, or much less football. They get used to that routine, and they make sacrifices too. And those kids' parents make sacrifices. They miss things that most people get to go do. So it's a ton of sacrifice, ton of work. I guess it's work. I mean, I'm having fun, so I don't know if it's work or not.
Right.
But it's a blessing to be where I'm at and get to do what I do with the people that I get to do it with.
So let me ask you this: how many kids in your program are actually Cowboys fans? And then part 1, and then part 2, what was it like for some of those kids that were Cowboy fans to walk into Jerry's world? Like, wow, we get what were some of the things you probably heard for some of the kids that never had been there before?
Hey, they were in awe, man. Literally, especially the kids that were the Cowboys fans. They were in awe. last year we kind of snuck into the Cowboys locker room. This year they had it locked up, so we couldn't.
Right.
So anyway, there was, but they're in awe, but at the same time, you're talking to them about staying focused. Don't be in awe. Don't be mesmerized. We're here to do something that's special. So you're trying hard, and the kids too, man. There's no messing around. Those dudes are focused as anybody could be focused. There was no giggling and laughing. I mean, we're on a business trip, and I know, again, that's a cliche thing, but we're here to do a job, and we'll enjoy it after we win. But prior to winning, man, it's all business, dude. And but it is spectacular, man. When we run out of that huddle or out of that tunnel, and they had all the music going, dude, it's man, there ain't a hair on your body that ain't standing straight up. So it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I lost battery power. I forgot to charge my headphones. So please forgive us. I got a little technical difficulty, but we're back online. I just think that's absolutely amazing, man. Like, we went to high school in 92. Like, that's 33 years ago, I think, if my math is correct. I didn't do
that hurts to hear that, yeah. 33 years ago.
Do you have any number? Did you have a number 88 on your team this year for Smithson Valley?
Man, I don't think we did.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't think we did. We have in the past, but man, not lately, not this year. If we did, it wasn't a dude. You know what I mean?
So how many of your kids that are graduating this year that are going to go on to some of these football programs out there? If you want to give them a shout out and give them some highlights.
Hudson Woods is our biggest recruit. He's going to go to SMU. Justin Roberts is going to UTEP. And then we have a whole bunch of others, man, that are just still trying to find their spot, or they haven't figured out where they're going to go. But we've had some good kids come through there for sure. And obviously Hudson Woods is one of the better ones for sure, and he's an absolute stud. Our defense at all three levels, defensive line, linebackers, secondary, were dudes, and our offense was outstanding too. We had some really good offensive linemen, dang good quarterback, and some wide receivers. We've had good guys there in the past. I've coached one guy, Trayvon Mayrig. He's in the league now with the Carolina Panthers, and then we've got a linebacker that graduated from SV that plays for the Patriots. So we've got lots of tradition, and really, really good place to be, man.
I got all kind of technical difficulties on here. Please forgive me.
But anyway, we've got a bunch of guys. We've got some kids with offers as sophomores. So, I mean, there's going to be some big-time recruits coming through. I coached a kid at tight end this year, Luke Peace, 6'5", about 215. UTSA's offered him. He's a sophomore, so he'll be a big-time recruit. Our quarterback's got multiple offers. He throw the ball about 70 yards. He's a dude. Hunter Haug is the coach's kid. He's a 4'4" kid. He'll be someplace nice at some point in time. And I'm probably leaving out some dudes, but we got lots of good kids, man, and work hard and all that stuff.
Right. Now, I know me and you, we both talk about it all the time. We're both Gen Xers, we're built different and everything. And then also, I know you were also awarded some Coach of the Year award too as well.
Yeah, I coach baseball as well. My main thing is football, and I coach baseball as well. I got an assistant coach of the San Antonio area. It's nice to be acknowledged by your peers and your friends for all your hard work. We were in the state championship last year in baseball as well. So we're a really successful school, thankful to be where I'm at. But our head coach was the same thing. He was a head coach of the year. And then our pitching coach was also assistant coach of the year for a different thing. But yeah, lots of things to be thankful for lately, for sure.
Oh yeah, like we were saying, man, God's always on time, bro. And as we were sitting there having dinner, I told you before we got on the show, I was like, I hope he wins it. I just didn't want to be like, go win it, bro, because I want to put you on the show, man. I want to talk about this. Yeah. Like, I was like, just hold it, and if it happens, it happens. Then when I was there, you guys pulled that first win off that got you to the state championship, and then I actually watched the state championship a little bit. During that, I seen your guy Hudson, who you're talking about. He was great on the interviews afterward. Very humble kid. Yeah, it's a great program out there. So with that being said, 2 times, did you think y'all could do it back to back? First of all, when y'all won it last year for the first time, did you think you could do it back to back?
I knew we had a chance. You just never know, man, until you get in the game and get going. The team we were playing hadn't lost a game all year, and they've been scoring 50 points or so a game. So there were really no reason for them to do anything different on defense. And that's always good for us. So we know by our formations where there should be, Now, a lot of teams will do things different just to throw it up. But, I mean, if you haven't lost a game all year, why would you? So I felt confident that I knew where they were going to be defensively. We all did, so that we could block it or throw it, in their holes and run it where they're not and all those sorts of things. So, man, I thought we had a real shot. But like I said, those dudes, they had some dudes on that team, man. They have about 6 or 7 D1 dudes, big time, Florida, Texas Tech, Ohio State, big time wide receivers. So I was concerned, what that was going to be like, man. But when our defense got out there and shut them down, dude, I was like, man, we're going to win this thing. Yeah. Especially when we started clicking offensively. It took us a little bit to get going. We were just a shoestring away multiple times, and once we got it going, we connected on a deep ball, man. I knew we were going to win it. But like I said, going into it, you don't know. You don't ever know, man. You know how hard you work, and you know how everything's been all week. You had a good Monday, a good Tuesday, a good Wednesday, so on and so forth. You feel like you're going to have a shot, but you don't know what it's going to be like until you get into the thick of it and see what it's going to be like.
Well, now after not 1 but 2, I mean, what is the general consensus now after 2? Is it like, hey, man, our goal is a 3-peat, or are you guys going to approach this next season the same way that you did before? And I think I lost Lane there, unfortunately. Something happened. So I don't know, maybe he'll tap back in and we can finish up the show. But appreciate everybody tapping in on Facebook and YouTube. We're just having all kind of technical difficulties today. My lights going out, cameras going off, all kinds of things. And the Cowboys don't play. Some things just don't go right. But speaking of that, which team is the NFL haters watching today, y'all? Y'all keeping up with any of the games down there below? What are you doing today, Cowboy fans? If you're not tapping in to football, leave me a comment down there below and let me know how you're doing as we wait for Lane to get back or not. But definite treat of having my high school buddy Lane Bowman here, Coach Bo of Smithson Valley High School, the tight ends coach, share his experience as a Cowboys fan, going back-to-back at state champion Smithson Valley High School, right outside of San Antonio there, a 5A school. So wanted to share that with y'all here today as I got a chance to meet up with Lane here a couple of weeks back when I made my trip to San Antonio. So shout out to all them San Antonio Cowboy fans, and shout out to all of our Green Badge supporters on Facebook. Don't forget, if you support the content on BDG, we're getting ready to put your name on the wheel of names to win this Darren Woodson custom autographed jersey with a COA. So if you got a Green Badge by your name, tap in and say what's up. Let everybody know you're eligible. But we thank our Green Badge supporters for the content as well, because we got one more game left against the Giants. Yeah, and it's going to be next week in the Empire State. And I will be out of pocket. I think my guy, Bob the Cannabis Cowboy, will be out of pocket. So it might just be Kales and I on the pregame and the postgame show as the Cowboys are set to travel to the Empire State. But let's get to some comments. What up, Mike? I see you down there, baby. Appreciate you tapping in. True Blue Crew in the house. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you, Sterling Sellers, for those 100 stars. Appreciate your support, continued support. Shout out to all of the Green Badges here. Sterling says, just home, so probably Eagles and Bills game. Let's stay awake. I feel you. I'm kind of interested, but I'm not. I'm almost glad that the Cowboys played on the holiday, and now we're pretty much done with it. And so we're waiting for the final game of the season. But a lot of fake news going around, right, Cowboys fans? Especially as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Drew Pearson Hail Mary. How many of y'all knew that today is the 50th anniversary of the Drew Pearson Hail Mary? And that's why I got my Drew Pearson Hail Mary shirt on today, paying homage. Yeah, today is the 50th anniversary of the Drew Pearson, Roger Staubach creation of the Hail Mary, December 1975. Yeah, I'm sharing nothing but Drew Pearson content on my timeline today. So shout out to everybody on Built Different Group on YouTube today. If you did not know, it's the 50th anniversary of the Hail Mary. I was very fortunate. I share this story every chance that I get. I got to go to the Hall of Fame in 2021 to see my favorite player of all time get inducted to the Hall of Fame. And as I was walking in out of my Uber into the Hall of Fame the first day, I'm not 50 yards away from getting into the Hall of Fame building. And I hear, "Hey, I like that vest." And so, I turned to my right and looked like, who is this? Like, who's this yelling out? Is he talking to me? And I look, and then guess who it is? It's Drew Pearson in a golf cart. Yeah, he's getting ushered around as he's got plenty of events to do during the Hall of Fame induction weekend. But it was God's timing, y'all. Thank you to my girl, Lady Prez, Dallas Cowboys United of New Jersey, the president, for gifting me that leather vest, because without it, he wouldn't have noticed me. So I got up there and I got to take a selfie. Then after I took a selfie with Drew, he told me, "Don't let Jerry see that vest." So yeah, if you did not know, it is the 50th anniversary of the Hail Mary between Roger Staubach, that Navy dude, and the original 88 Mr. Clutch. I don't know, maybe Lane's phone may have died, maybe his battery may have died, but you guys have got basically the full story here. That's my high school buddy that I went to, class of 1992, Thrall High School. Now 26 years with Smithson Valley High School, two-time state champion, small school right outside of San Antonio, not one of them big powerhouses that you normally hear of, in Texas, that dominate every year, but they've gone once, not twice. So shout out to Smithson Valley High School. I'll share that link down in the comments below if you want to check more out about that. Because I know he's been trying to recruit my son Bryce to go down there, and I've been trying to tell him to go too, but we'll see how that works out. But yeah, 50th anniversary, Drew Pearson. Is Drew Pearson your favorite Cowboy of all time? Let me know in the comments below, baby. We're live today. I'll take any questions, comments, or concerns. You got me? I'm free, nothing to do. Shout out to all of the supporters. Like I said, hit that green badge if you're on Facebook and support the content. You'll be eligible to win this jersey. But questions, comments, or concerns? What's the new news going on with the Cowboys? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're saying that the dude from Las Vegas wants to get traded again, right? Max Crosby. Yeah, how many of y'all are drinking the Kool-Aid on Max Crosby again? I can't stand the internet. I can't stand Facebook sometimes. These pages, man, they just create fake news, like Emmitt Smith was killed in a car crash, like Brandon Aubrey rushed to Dak Prescott having a heart attack on the field. Like, it's all kind of crazy shit going on out there. I can't stand Facebook with these fake pages spreading this fake news. But yeah, Max Crosby not coming to the Cowboys. I don't care what's going on over there. We already addressed this situation before. But if you got questions, comments, or concerns as I look up this latest news on the Cowboys, shoot them in the comments below. Cowboys ain't playing today, haters. So which game is you watching? It's the only question I got for the haters tapping in today. Which game are you watching? Because you ain't watching the boys. Oh, yeah, the pressure is on, right, about Matt Eberflus, huh? Is Matt Eberflus going to get fired? There was some news that I shared on my timeline today from a reporter that I follow in the DFW area that said Jerry may be interested in Brian Flores of Minnesota. The same guy who was with Miami and was accused of, botching games or something like that. Said the owner was getting 100,000. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, he's the defensive coordinator who the Minnesota Vikings actually beat the Cowboys when I was there on prime time. Yeah, could y'all imagine that? If y'all like Brian Flores over Matt Eberflus, let me know in the comments below, because I've already told you who my vote is for. Flores, I'm excited to hear that Jerry's even considering Brian Flores. It's one thing to hear hyperbole or, some word salad or whatever, but to get some valid news from a local reporter that said Jerry said, per source, he's interested in Brian Flores in the offseason. Is he really going to fire Matt Eberflus? I would be highly surprised if that's the case. But if it was up to me, who do I want to put in the mix? Oh, my vote is for Al for DC. I'm like, go get Al. Why did we let Al Harris out the building? I got you, Lane. I figured your phone died. It's all good. I thought it was me on my end. I was like, damn, I got another problem. But anyway, I got Al Harris for DC. Bring him back from Chicago, Jerry. We should have never let him out the room. We should have never let him out the building. Chicago over there killing it with Nashawn Wright. Do y'all remember Nashawn Wright? Bobby Paget said all of the 88. I'm with you. Oh, wait, we got him back in the building.
Man, my damn phone died, dude.
You get that emergency battery pack?
I got that baby going.
Hey, man, I just had to start freestyling, bro. I was like, I thought it was me. I was like, damn, did I have another technical difficulty over here? I just assumed it was on my end, but good to have you back, bro.
Yeah. I think your last question was, what do you think about a three-peat, man? And you never know. I just stacked against us, but you never know. I mean, they always are. You know, you win it once, or even if you don't win it once, you beat somebody multiple times, they're out for you, much less if you win a state championship. So,
yeah, because I know a lot of people were like, nah, they're not Smithson Valley, because it was really weird. Y'all were the Smithson Valley Rangers playing the Frisco Rangers.
Yeah,
so it was the Battle of the Rangers. I thought that was pretty unique within itself.
Mm-hmm. It was. That was so Rangers going to win one way or the other, but the good Rangers won.
Yeah, right. And same school colors too, right? Blue and white.
Yeah, totally. Theirs is a little more gray blue. Ours is a more dark navy blue, but very, very similar nonetheless.
Let me ask you this question, because I know Jerry's grandson played at one of those high schools in Frisco. Was it one of the teams that you seen down there in Smithson Valley, or are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I am familiar, and I think it was. I can't remember if it was Lone Star or not. It might have been.
But I remember him winning one there, and then he went to UT or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. They have that other stadium. I think they call it the Star. Where they practice or whatever.
Yeah, that's where they play their games there. Yeah,
all those schools play there. You know what I mean? It's a cool place to play. I haven't been there. But
is that like where all the cool schools out there in North Dallas get to go and play? Is that what that setup is?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's
a who's who. They don't let anybody just play there. I'm sure, like you said, somebody was kin to Jerry Jones, which kind of got that rolling, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, man, because I'm sure going to follow you guys, man. I'm just totally excited for you, bro. Like, I'm super proud that me and you grew up together. And I can say, I know my buddy's a two-time state champion, especially as a Cowboy fan, bro, because me and you, we ain't seen no ring since the 90s.
We grew up in the right time, dude. My kids have grown up in the wrong time. The Cowboys do nothing but break your heart, And my kids are all Cowboys fans, too. I feel bad for them.
Hey, I just look at you in Smithson Valley, man, and it gives me hope that maybe after a couple of decades, or maybe now we're at 3, maybe the Cowboys. How are you feeling after this season with the moves that were made?
And I feel good.
As a coach, I want to ask you, how do you see the Cowboys getting better next season from just this season?
And I think they got to improve on defense. They got some dudes on offense, all them wide receivers, and Dak is he's a perennial all-star, man. So I think if they improve on defense, and like I said, I don't get to watch it a ton because I'm always working on Sunday when they're playing. So the games I do watch, I just see sometimes some undiscipline. I see guys running all over the field instead of staying in their gaps defensively. I'm no pro coach, so I can't, sit here and act like I know everything they're doing. I'm not in their meetings and all that. But basically defense boils down to is you being disciplined and trusting the guy next to you that he's going to be disciplined. And if you fill up every hole, if you take every correct angle, you're going to be okay. But when you got guys running around with their like chickens with their head cut off, trying to make plays, which, to the typical football fan, that's what you think they should do. But not really, man. You fit in your gap. I fit in my gap, and there's nowhere for them to go. But if we start all running around all over the place and there's lots of gaps open, and they tend to find them. But yeah, man, I feel like if they fix some things defensively, I don't see how we couldn't be one of the best teams, if not the best, because man, them dudes on offense, them wide receivers, those are some dudes.
Yeah, I mean, we made some moves this year, Jerry, in the free agency. We made some trades. I dropped my jaw. Man, I couldn't believe Micah got traded, but I did want to ask you this question because from a coaching standpoint, what you see going on with Eberflus and our defense, like You know, how is that as a coordinator when you got a unit like Eberflus from a coaching standpoint and you're not getting the production and you're feeling that pressure? Do you think maybe Eberflus returns next year, or do you see him get replaced? Uh-oh, I think we lost him there again. He froze up, but that's okay. We're going to keep the show rolling. We're going to keep the show rolling here today. It's only 5 of us here tapping in, so if you're on tapped in, I appreciate that. All the real fans that are tapped in here. We're going to get it right here sooner or later. But I told you who my vote is. I'm like, go get Al from Chicago. Bring him back to the Cowboys, because y'all remember when Al Harris was the secondary coach working with the DBs, Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs. I mean, that was one year Trayvon Diggs had like 11 picks. And now Trayvon might have played his last game as a Cowboy. It's crazy how the NFL stands for not for long, right? But yeah, not for long. It's the 50th anniversary of the Hail Mary today, so it's been a double whammy for me. Happy to get on here, even without the Cowboys not playing today, to be able to share that with y'all, to take you down memory lane a little bit. If you did not know, the Hail Mary was created by Roger Staubach and Drew Pearson, 1975 against the Minnesota Vikings. You know, I shared a video there on the timeline. You're welcome to check it out. Drew Pearson breaks it down there a little bit. But outside of that, we had our special guest on here today, Lane Bowman. I went to high school with him, class of 1992 out of Thrall, Texas, little small town northeast out of Austin, about 45 minutes. And now he's in Smithson Valley, been there 26 years, 2-time state champion for football. And as a Cowboy fan, I thought it was really unique, and I wanted to bring him on today to share his experience of what it was like to play as a high school coach with your team. And not only that, with your son, and then win not 1, but 2 chips. I thought that was pretty cool, and I wanted to come and share that here with y'all today. But I know a lot of Cowboy fans ain't doing nothing. A lot of y'all doing laundry, probably getting them dishes done. You know, some of y'all finally getting that laundry folded at the end of the bed that's been there for about 2 weeks. Fold it up, fam. You know what I mean? It's about time to empty that basket so you can put the other dirty laundry in there and go take it to the wash house. You know what I mean? But appreciate everybody tapping in today, especially all our supporters. Steelers. Sterling says if E get fired, then Harris be my first would go after. Yeah. But it's interesting that, like I said, that local reporter in the DFW, Pat Doney, I believe. Let me go grab that. I can show you better. I can tell you. So I don't get to quoting people's names wrong here today. Here it goes. Let's just take a look at it. According to Pat Doney, NBC5, if the Cowboys decide to fire defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, Pro Football Talk says Jerry Jones has his eye on hiring Vikings DC Brian Flores. Flores is in the final year of his contract. Ding, 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 ding. That's key. And is also expected to be a head coach candidate to open NFL positions. You know, a lot of folks that haven't followed the Brian Flores story, this is like a real major comeback story. You know, this guy was in Miami, and there was a lot of scandal there a few years back. But now to be back being effective as a coordinator and possibly getting a head coaching job, bravo for my guy Brian Flores. Can we please get you in Dallas? Maybe not a head coach yet, because, boy, if we've got Brian Flores, could y'all imagine that? I mean, it'd be one thing to have Al Harris back, right? But I can see the value in Brian Flores. Key thing is he's up for a contract. But I don't know. Is his agent David Mulugeta? We're going to have to find out for sure. But that's interesting news right there per Pat Doney, NBC, that Jerry potentially interested in Brian Flores. Now, look, my story, and I'm sticking to it, is I don't think Jerry fires Matt Eberflus. Not only did Jerry elevate Brian Schottenheimer, basically that's his guy, but he allowed Schotty to go out and get everybody else except for Matt Eberflus, who had been also a coordinator in Dallas before and had some success. But we all know he was in Chicago, and it ain't helping what's going on with Al up there this year in the Windy City, right? It definitely ain't helping. It definitely ain't looking good after the year that Eberflus put up as our coordinator. We had 50 million points scored on us. But Brian Flores would be nasty with this defense with Kenny Clark, Osa. You know what I mean? We got a couple first-round picks. I think right now the Cowboys have 6 picks going into the NFL draft. So make sure and turn on your notifications. We will be back with position predictions. That'll be our podcast once a week, every Sunday, where we look at the different position groups, and we're going to have a competition. Can you guess which 6 positions the Cowboys are going to draft? So with that being said, you know we got 6 picks in the draft and 2 first rounds. Who should the Cowboys go and get first? What position? Let me know down there in the comments below. I'm like defense. It's got to be defense. It's got to be cornerback, safety, something, DB, something. I don't know, man, because it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Trayvon Diggs. Now Deron Bland is out with that foot surgery. So they're going to be coming back from injuries again. This will be the 3rd season Diggs coming back from an injury. Now, we know injuries are all part of the game, but, man, our secondary, who was once unstoppable back there with all those turnovers of Dan Quinn, like we nicked up and banged up. But who do you think we should go get? I'm like, go get defense, anybody. I mean, with them 2 first-round picks, we're going to have to pick up some impact players that's going to come right off the draft board and right into the locker room and make impact. But let me know, who should the Cowboys go after for their first-round draft pick? Jonathan says, this year I'm going for linebacker. Can't be mad at that. Demo needs some help because I don't know about Logan Wilson. He was good the first game after we got him traded over here. But after that, does he still wear the green dot? I don't know. I'm going to have to get with my girl Kels and find out. I think they've been moving that around. But, yeah, I'm with linebacker too. You know, we got them big guys up front now with Kenny, Osa. Osa just re-signed a new contract. You know, we just got Quinnen. I mean, come on, man. This, you know, we're entering a offseason with a defense that we haven't had before, and we got picks, and we got money. It's a good reason to be optimism. It's good to be optimistic about that, rather, if you're Cowboy fans. But again, you know, here come the boo birds, here come the wee woos. Oh, we won't never win unless Jerry Jones is not the GM and he removes himself and he's not the coach. But I like to pick linebacker. I'm like, let's go defense, because like my guy Lane Bowman said here, high school coach, Smithson Valley High School, 2-time state champion. He said, you know, defense. He's like, we got to go some defense. They got some offensive bubbas over there. We need some defense. So I'm calling the defensive card here to do. But today it's been all offense. It's a Drew Pearson 50th Hail Mary anniversary today. No Cowboys game today. So y'all been seeing it. Scroll down there below. Haters, which game are you watching? Thank you for everybody that's been supporting the content. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you want a chance to win some cool merch, come over and support the content. All you got to do is hit the support content button, and qualifies to get you on the wheel of names to win this Darren Woodson autographed custom jersey with a COA. Congratulations to my guy, David Baumgartner, who won mine on my profile over there. But I'm giving another one this month on Built Different Group. So like I said, if you're on YouTube, you have to jump over on Facebook to qualify. But we want to show everybody over there on YouTube some love. Thank you guys for watching all the shorts, videos up over there. But special guest today, so we smooth sailing today, baby. So get your laundry done, get your dishes done, do whatever it is. No Cowboys football today. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because them haters, they love to watch them Cowboys. But they're not on today. And so if you're a hater and you're watching this after the fact, make sure you use hashtag replay and let me know which game was you watching, because the Cowboys wasn't on. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.